Okay, so gonna continue. So this is also showing you, for yourself, uh, um, combos and text and stuff like that. I mean, obviously you can. I'll, go ahead and show you where you can look at this stuff. So menu, press the start button. Where this maybe it's not going to show up right now. Okay, here we go. So if you need to look something up for like how you perform certain techniques or moves, whatever, you could always go here to the tactics and hints in the menu from the start button. So you just press the R1 button or the RB button, right? See, and then right here, tactics hint. So whatever you need to know about certain moves and techniques, you know what I'm saying, you can study this and go over it and like, practice it, right? That's enough of that. I just need to show you that to get that out the way, right? Because I already know stupid things. That's exactly what we're about to do. Okay. Okay, so okay. Okay. So we're just gonna talk a bit. Now obviously I want to talk about, like, maybe some people are kind of like, why don't I do a live stream or live streams? I can't do live streams all the time because sometimes when it comes to internet, it just cuts off, or just certain things that you just go on through in life that would interrupt. So I'm gonna leave it at that, right? So that's like the only reason why I really don't even do live streams. Um, I mean, I have been doing them in the past a whole lot, actually, ironically. So it's not like I wouldn't gonna do a live stream. Right? he knocked her out the park like a fuck with our baseball club. Bro, it was just like a home run. Oh, okay. It's not some jokes, right? So, for some tips I want to give while you're starting out on One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 is, depending on what character you're using, or see how I'm fighting Kaido, I somewhat know what I'm doing fighting giant characters, but for the most part, depending on the character that you are, sometimes you want to use spacing. You know, the distance between you and your opponent, right? So I'm doing stuff like, I can do stuff like this to avoid getting hit and keep my health, right? And then like just knowing when to attack and when not to attack, when to dodge, when not to, knowing what to watch out for. So I should talk about. So you see like that barrier thing that was around Kaido. So that was like a little like that's preventing you from getting to damage you would have been able to get on boss characters, not just giant characters, right? But there's that white bar that you saw. Once you get it down to a certain point, right? You can notice that when it's almost like it almost looks like a health bar, right? But it's white. So once that once that's depleted, that armor will break, and you'll physically you could see the armor break, right? So when that happens, your opponent, the computer or CPU or opponent, is vulnerable to attacks, or the boss is vulnerable to attacks, what have you, or enemies, right?
俺の首が取れるとでも思ったのか。お前らみてえなガキが海賊王になるだと。
Kind of conflicted about if I should just play this through with the story, or I mean, this is basically like a guide video, or like a, what was it? Not just a guide video. I mean, this could also be a.
かつて
Trying
こ
to
の
make,
世の
it's
全
not
て
a
を手
let's
に入れた
play.
男ゴールド・ロジャー彼の死に際
Yeah,
に
like
放
a
った一
walk, yeah,
言は
walkthrough.
人々を海に駆り立てたというグランドラインの果てに
I could probably skip this because recording takes a lot of memory and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to keep it going. I mean, you can skip or you can keep watching. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's up to you. But I'm just here to show what to do and things like that. I mean, not tell you what to do, nothing like that. I'm just saying like exactly like certain things. I'm just showing how I got through the game. Okay, oh, that's what I need to talk about. Okay, the reason why you wouldn't want to try and waste your time leveling up Sanji ever when you're playing this game, I mean, if you want to because he's your favorite character or, you relate to the character, what have you, go ahead. But the problem with trying to play as Sanji is that if you run into a female character, what happens is he can't really fight them. Now, I believe there are certain ways around it, like using your specials and your ultimates, right? To counter female characters. But for the most part, you're going to be better off just choosing. That's actually ironic because I want to talk about that too. You might as well be choosing between Luffy or Zolo. Like I said, choose whatever character you want to when you progress through the story for the character that you get. The reason why I say Zolo, he's a really good character. Like, he's a fun character when it comes to combos and, combat. He's got a lot of moves. So, I mean, definitely why I would recommend leveling him up or leveling up Luffy. Actually, that's actually kind of interesting when you think about meta. I'm going to go Zolo right now. When I say interesting about meta in this game for, like, the story mode and stuff like that, missions, whatever, walkthrough, whatever, is that Boa could actually be a potentially really good character only because, but I mean, all I can say is that to level up to a certain degree, right? And then give her a certain build for her status effect, status effects, right? Her status effects are actually really good. It's similar to, because that build that I made, the Sub-Zero Brain Freeze build, you can actually use that for Boa, because that really puts your opponent in a bad situation. Okay, so I'm gonna show you this right here. So here's the growth map, right? Let's skip all that. So this is the map, right? Okay, so before you can like purchase anything, just know what you're purchasing, right, on this game. Not physical money, of course not. You get coins when you do some of the story mode, right? Beat certain enemies, things like that, like your grade and everything like that goes into what you get. Okay, so when you go through your map, that's actually a good one too. I almost forgot. Um, trying to think the best way to look at it. When you're doing the map, right? Going through your map. But one of the things you want to go for, I would say that you kind of want to go between like almost like a balance where like your health, your stamina, attack, and defense, almost like a balance, right? Going through this. When you have enough money or berries, right? Some of the things that you want to upgrade, like for whether it's Luffy or Zola or whoever, or Bella or whichever character it is, right? So for this right here, right? Of course you see this. My cursor's already on it. Okay, so if you get once you get berries, right? I'm not saying you have to buy this right away. I'm just saying that if you purchase this, right? So kind of think about this whole map thing um, almost like a node type of thing, like Final Fantasy games, right? For like yeah, like a skill tree, right? But when you see stuff like this, right? This right here, this is action growth. Right? So this is I guess is like you would call it an action growth. What you would do with this is this helps you to obtain more unlock combos for your character for the character that you're playing as, that you will be playing as, right? And then you can press like the square button. I don't remember the Xbox button. I'll probably look it up to better explain, right? Oh, hold on, bro. Hold on. Oh, cause that's DLC. Cause I was about to say. Wait. So, all right. So Nami's here. Sanji's here. Okay. So then you can press like the square button or what button whatever it is on the Xbox, and that way, like when you're going through leveling up the map, whatever it is, right? You can kind of go through what you're gonna upgrade. Matter of fact, what I need to talk about for characters to start out with, when like let's say when you're trying to grind and stuff, definitely, um, come on, I can't forget his name right now. Katakuri, right? This is a character you definitely would want to level up for grinding because his moves are pretty quick. He has a lot of simultaneous techniques and skills, right? So Katakuri is going to be a character you want to use for grinding to get more berries and coins, right? And then what we have, Law. Law is a strange one on that. I mean, he's pretty. I would say he's somewhat viable. It just depends on what you're using him for, how you're using him, and it just really has to do with the customization and stuff. Reiju, I would say I wouldn't really recommend it, but you could because Reiju's somewhat of a tier character because she's a sky type. I'm just talking about just starting up the game. Now, of course, if you have DLC, you're gonna go with a character like, the Charlottes. Like you can easily go with Smoothie, or you can go with, you know, or you can easily go with Cracker. You could go with this character. I would definitely recommend this character. Drake, he's very good. I mean, all I could say, he's somewhat of a skill gap character, but I would say he's definitely worth it. I'd have to test more on him on how fast you can get things with him. But he's pretty solid. I heard that Okiku was broken. Odin, I would say is pretty good, but I'm not sure about collecting coins and stuff like that. So, but when you're progressing through this game, another character that you want to use for grinding, obviously, that's going to be Whitebeard, because I believe you do get him pretty early with the story mode, so that's a character you want to try. Now, other than that, so I believe I was explaining something. So when you go over here with the special moves set, right? Don't worry about the skill set yet. This right here, don't worry about this yet, because you're not leveling up right now. Okay, so we're at the special move set, right? So later on, when you're like leveling up your characters, there's like things on the skill tree that you can upgrade, right? To get more unlock more techniques and skills, and then like you can mix and match and customize how your playstyle is, right? So I want to talk about before I get into the game. So when you're playing and you there's like almost like a gauge for all your techniques, similar to a cooldown, but it's not really a cooldown. So, but anyway, other than that, it's almost like kind of I guess you can call it like an energy bar, almost similar to how Dragon Ball Z Budokai games work, like Budokai 3. So, kind of think of it like that, kind of when you're getting your energy back, just fighting your opponent. Now, other than that, so this is something you want to activate right away as soon as you get it. So the full force burst, right? What this does is it makes you stronger, faster, and more resilient. So with this, and if you're a sky type, it's going to allow you to be in the air and dash towards your opponent more. I mean, what I'm saying is if your character that you're using is a sky type, allows you to, how should I say, like dash into your opponent, if that makes sense, and then like you can kind of drag your opponent around when you barrier break them, or you could use it for doing damage to their barrier that's around them, basically for the break gauge. Okay, so other than that, so with this, the reason why this is also important is just like because you're gonna be faster with this, so it's gonna make your combos more faster, um, allow you to just steamroll your opponent to really just like destroy your opponent, right? So this skill stuff, I think what I'm gonna do is try and go in a direction. I wasn't gonna try and stamina, but you get a it depends on your playstyle, but I would probably go for like health and attack, and then get some stamina. You know what I'm saying? Go for health and attack first. You're definitely gonna need it. So now I'm gonna start. Make sure I know what character I'm using. So Zoro, okay. So what I need to talk about in Alabaster, you're playing as Zoro. I don't remember which part, but I'm sure once I get to it, I'm gonna know exactly where it is, what I'm doing, right? So the problem with that mission, like I said before, is that it's hard to navigate. Um, I guess you're supposed to find some spy or something like that, and people have had a lot of problems with that mission. Probably look it up as well. And then the other mission that you're more than likely gonna have a problem with is that you're playing as Usopp, and you're trying to use Usopp to fight. What's his name? Rob Lucci, and that's a tough fight because Usopp, he's weak obviously, and he doesn't really have any good skills. So I suggest like maybe if you want to, you could like once you get through some of the story, and then like do some missions to grind for berries and things like that, or just do some of the story missions to get through, right? And then just like to level up Usopp a little bit. I'm not saying like level him up all the way. If you want to, obviously, right? But you level him up enough to where you can take on Rob Lucci. Because it's what the problem, what you gotta think about when you're fighting Rob Lucci is getting through his break gauge first, so you could actually do damage to him. I'm guessing that's probably one of the reasons why people call this the worst One Piece game, is because of a few of the missions, which I can see why they would say that. Definitely something to keep in mind for Bandai for if they consider or decide to make One Piece Pirate Warriors 5. Just in case. It would be nice to play with Ulti for One Piece Pirate Warriors 5, that's for sure. And there's Ace. It's crazy how underrated some of the stuff that Ace did in the anime. That like some of the stuff you probably wouldn't notice. Oh, I'm gonna go on the full force burst just to demonstrate what I'm talking about. So, way more faster. So I'm probably gonna do some off-screen grinding But then maybe I'll make a video on like showing you how I grind, right? Just so you can get an idea of what to do. So definitely, like for people that are just starting on this game, you know, you wouldn't want them to get all frustrated and stuff like that. So I'm like trying to help out so that you don't run into some of the problems that I ran through and others ran through. I'm using, ironically, I'm using some bad habits with the. I'm trying to really do some combos over here, and I don't have enough stamina, or you know what I'm saying. I don't even have all the techniques unlocked out. I'm just like using all my bad habits and stuff on this game. Okay. So how I kind of know where to go also, like I guess you can look at the top right on what to do, and then like you can look at the map. So the green arrow is basically where you are and where you're going. So you can keep that in mind. The red is like enemies and stuff like that, enemy territory, and then like the red dots are enemies, right? When there's bosses, you're gonna know when there's bosses. Like they're gonna almost gonna have like icons like these blue markings right here, but they're just gonna be red. So okay, other than that, trying to see what this thing says. What I need to do: defeat lanes along the route to retreat of the. Okay, so basically, want to beat some of these mini bosses. Is what it looks like to me. Okay. I'm gonna start using some skills. I probably didn't use them because I'm trying to conserve it, and I probably forgot about it as well. Okay, Nami reached the target area. Alright. Chopper reached the target area. So I forgot to mention, like you can also like use your combos in the middle of like your skills, like so like this, and then I'd go and use one of the skills like that. So like what I'm saying is like don't stress yourself, but like you know I'm just showing you can be creative. Yeah, fighting Tashigi. And then there's some techniques that you can use in the air. So like for when you're doing air combos and stuff like that. And this game, actually, to me, yeah, definitely see for hardware games, if you could tell whether or couldn't tell, Zolo is definitely like my top favorite character in this game. Oh, I almost forgot about the top button. So with the D-pad, like the bottom D-pad, right? You press that and like you can do taunts. Some taunts allow you to, you know, or like an emote, like you can put on like, some characters have a hat, you can put your hat on or you can take your hat off, right? Just like this. So I just tell you that hint. Okay, so now we're fighting Smoker. I think I'll play some Naruto GNT. Man, I built up for that. Oh yeah, so things you also want to watch out for is being careful about when to use certain techniques for your skills. That way they don't get canceled, right, by your opponent that you're facing. Because sometimes like they'll use full force burst just like you, and it'll cancel out your technique or your skill. You'll go around, go around. Yes. Oh, I didn't have enough stamina. So like yeah. So once you level up more stamina, right, you're gonna be able to do way more combos and stuff, more combo strings for more fun, and to do more damage, right? I think that's what I'm gonna have to level up as well. I think I'll figure it out for what I'm gonna go for. Tashigi, come here. Full force burst. So I'm gonna explain something like, um, say like when you're just walking or like how the character builds up to run, right? So you don't actually have to do that. You could press the like the L2. You can hold the L2 button, or you can hold the LT button. Yeah, LT. Yeah, yeah, right. LT button, right? You hold that down for playing the Xbox. So like while you're moving around, you hold the LT button down, or you hold the L2 button down, right? And that'll allow you to just get your running speed faster. So that way, the reason why you do that is to avoid your enemy. While, like, let's say if you run out of stamina or you run out of moves or something like that, right? Or you're trying to be careful of a certain technique or something or skill or something like that. You just use hold the L2 and move around your opponent or evade them, right? Bottle weave stuff, that type of thing, right? So it's like to be strategic, so that way you're not that way you can get your like let's say if you're waiting for your stamina to get back, right? So you're just doing that for stamina to come back. I'll probably talk more about other ways to while you're waiting for your stamina to get back, or you're just in a bad situation. Ooh, AAA, okay, not an S, but unable to obtain a battle grade S difficulties. Oh, okay, because I'm using easy mode. I'm gonna probably keep using easy mode until I get some point. But as a matter of fact, I think if you do make the difficulty higher, I do believe that you'll get more berries and things like that. I believe. Don't quote me on that. I mean, oh, Fujitora. Now I need to start. If I ever level up, I'll probably experiment with him. I'll probably have to. But I do know he was way better in the second Pirate Warriors game. No, not second. Third. Yeah, third. Third one, Fujitora was a monster. That in that game, he Fujitora was broken. I'm gonna tell you that. Like, but he was like mad fun broken. Like he was a fun. Like he's somewhat fun in this game, but he's not as fun as he is in 3. Oh, and I gotta play, and I gotta play Sanji. So I'll stop the video right here, but I'll definitely try and come back with another one. All right. So, all right, this is Warlord 12, and I'm out. And peace to you for the next time for how to get more coins and what's called collecting berries and stuff like that. On your journey to getting all those things before the DLC comes out. But just don't worry whether the DLCs, when a DLC comes out, even as early as it's gonna come out, right, in a few days, right? Don't worry about it. Take your time. Just I'm gonna try and help you out. And this is Warlord 12, and I'm out.
オーダー承りました。